गोपीजना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तेरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तेरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा श्रील प्रभुपदा Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva. हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ महोत्सव की जय। भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद महाराज की जय। नित्य गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके bhaktirvavati nastaki. So we shall be taking text 18 onwards today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, which is entitled The Change in Heart. Very lovely sloka today. Taravaha kim na jivanti vasra kim na shashanyutaha न खादन्ति न मेहन्ति किं ग्रामे पशु परे। तरवः किं न जीवन्ति वस्राः किं न श्वसन्युतः न खादन्ति न मेहन्ति किं ग्रामे पशु परे। तरवः किं न जीवन्ति वस्राः किं न श्वसन्युतः न खादन्ति न मेहन्ति किम ग्रामे पशु परे. Synonym by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Taravaha, the trees. Kim, whether. Na, do not. Jivanti, live. Vashraha, bellows. Kim, whether. Na, do not. Swashanti, breathe. Uta, also. Na, do not. Khadanti, eat. Na, do not. Mehanti, discharge semen. Kim, whether. Grame, in the locality. Pasuvaha, beastly living beings. Apare, others. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Do the trees not live? Do the bellows of the blacksmith not breathe? All around us, do the beasts not eat and discharge semen? Purport. Prabhupada says, the materialistic men of the modern age will argue that life or part of it is never meant for discussion of the theosophical or theological arguments. Life is meant for the maximum duration of existence, for eating, drinking, sexual intercourse, making merry, and enjoying life. The modern man wants to live forever by the advancement of material science. And there are many foolish theories for prolonging life to the maximum duration. But the Srimad Bhagavatam affirms that life is not meant for so-called economic development or advancement of materialistic science, for the hedonistic philosophy of eating, mating, drinking, and merrymaking. Life is solely meant for tapasya, for purifying existence, so that one may enter into eternal life just after the end of the human form of life. The materialists want to prolong life as much as possible because they have no information of the next life. They want to get the maximum comforts in this present life because they think conclusively that there is no life after death. This ignorance about the eternity of the living being and the change of covering in the material world has played havoc in the structure of modern human society. Consequently, there are many problems multiplied by various plans of modernized man. The plans for solving the problem of the society have only aggravated the troubles. Even if it is possible to prolong life more than 100 years, advancement of human civilization does not necessarily follow. The Bhagavatam says that certain trees live for hundreds and thousands of years. At Vrindavana, there is a tamarind tree, the place as known as Imlitala, which is said to have existed since the time of Lord Krishna. In the calculation botanical garden, there is a banyan tree said to be older than 500 years. And there are many such trees all over the world. Swami Sankaracharya lived only 32 years and Lord Chaitanya lived only 48 years. Does it mean that the prolonged life of the above-mentioned trees are more important than the Sankara or Chaitanya? Prolonged life without a spiritual value is not very important. One may doubt that trees have life because they do not breathe, but modern scientists like the Vos have already proved that there is a life in plants. So breathing is a sign of actual life. The Bhagavatam says that the bellows of the blacksmith breathes very loudly, very soundly. But that does not mean that the bellow has life. The materialistic will argue that the life in the trees and the life in the man cannot be compared because the tree cannot enjoy life by eating palatable dishes or by enjoying sexual intercourses. In reply to this, the Bhagavatam asks whether other animals like the dogs and the hog living in the same village with human being do not eat or enjoy sexual life. The specific utterance of Srimad Bhagavatam in this regard to other animals means that the persons who are simply engaged in planning a better type of animal life consisting of eating, breathing, and mating are also animals in the shape of human beings. A society of such polished animals cannot benefit suffering humanity, for an animal can easily harm other animal but really do good. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुर्तमेनं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टमस्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति सुपतन्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुशतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सागना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीव साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिनिधि नामे नमो आचार्यपादाय निताय कृपा प्रदायने गौरकदादामदाय नगर ग्राम ताणे नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय पुतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषण्यवादी पासे देतारणे। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद। So by the Anukampa of His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, by the blessing of all the Vaishnavas, our Gurujanas, and with your efforts, the river of Bhagavatam is flowing consistently. Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya. So today we are hearing from Saunaka. So look here, Saunaka was hearing from his Guru. Now how the Guru knows that he has understood everything? So he is giving the feedback. It's called a feedback. And your realization is called as self-realization. He says, sir, I'm listening. I mean, we are all listening. Vayam tuna vitravyama uttama sloka vikrame yaksha sharanavatam rasam jnanam swadu swadu pade pade. So it's confirming. Sat taruva kim na jivanti. Are the trees no living beings? Vasra kim na sasunyataha. Or the bellows of blacksmith does not breathe in and out. Na khadanti na mehanti. Or grame pashve. Or the animals at the grama, are they not eating and discharging semen? Having progeny of their own? Kim grame pashve pare. So what is so great about it? Ahar nidra bhayametunam cha samani hetat pasuvinarāṇam dharmo hi tesham madhiko vishesho dharmena hina pasuvi samana. The four basic necessities of life is given by the Lord. So many people say no, that a tree do not sleep. You know, there is a sunflower. Have you seen the sunflower? As soon as the sun sets, it closes down. There are so many other the trees, no trees, as you say, the flowers and all. As soon as sun sets, they just collapse. When the sun rises, they expand. So they also have a life. So Sonaka is saying, well, if the life is concerned, the trees also have life. If only breathing is concerned, sometimes we follow short of breath, right? But the bellows of blacksmith never follow short of breath. Keep pumping for years together, it's okay. Na khadanti na mehanti. These four basic principles of life is applicable for everybody. Dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho. Dharma, and it is not dharmaha, it is dharma. Not dharmaha. Not many religions, only one dharma. And everybody has only one dharma. To render the service to their supreme. You may call it by name, any name that you think, or you have been informed, and you have been given. So, dharmo hi tesam adhiko vishesho. These are the very specific meant for the human being. Dharmen hina pasuvi samana. Anybody out of dharma is as good as an animal grazing on the field. And you must have seen, I don't know how many of you seen the cows. Cows eat grass and they sit down and then they start cutting. You must have seen the modern children. Every one of them is chewing gum in their mouth. They are also chewing. And they like it. They love it. And Bhagavatam says, chewing the chewed. And we feel very happy. This is our civilization, part of a modern civilization. See, civilization, what a nice person who has invented the gun and the bullet. People must have appreciated him, adored him. They must have given him many rewards. And see what is happening? It has become very easy to kill the fellow human being. Those who made the bombs, atom bomb, my good gracious God. What an adolescence to them. What a great personality. Now what is happening? One discharge of the bombs and the millions of the human and other living beings are destroyed completely. This is our modern civilization. Our modern civilization, they have that the four people in the home, four have their own rooms and they don't talk to one another because they're busy in their modern gadgets. Maybe have more than 5,000 friends outside the world, but not in talking terms with the family members. This is the modern civilization. Previously, people used to tell a lie when they meet face to face. They would tell a lie, yeah? When they meet face to face, they may tell a lie. But nowadays, every day, sitting in your corner of the home, you can keep telling lies and the people will accept it. And people say, wow, what a great person. Huh? He has so many things to say, so many things to contemplate, so many things to discuss. Great person. This is modern civilization. And people really, so many people didn't like Srila Prabhupada by saying this, modern civilization not required. That's why Prabhupada given an example of Sankara and Chaitanya, 33 years and 48 years. And then tree is living, I don't know how many of you are going to Calcutta to that botanical ground, the tree, which seems to be some thousands and thousands years old, which is circumference, I think, more than 3 to 4 kilometers in India. So they are living. They are living. But what is the purpose of living? If you have not got rid of all the papas and punyas, and if you have not surrendered at the will of the Lord, then one may live. It's not a big thing. Anybody can live. But what is the purpose? So as I was saying other day, Divya Jivi and Dirgha Jivi. When the choice was given to Parikshit Maharaj by Sukacharya, you want to become a Dirgha Jivi, you want to live long, or you want to become a Divya Jivi, that you want to understand the transcendental position of the Lord and the soul. He chose the second. I want to become Divya Jivi, not Dirgha Jivi. So these are some of the lessons that we have to learn from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. It doesn't matter how long we live. Whatever time we have we developed the Krishna consciousness? If not, then what is wasteful? The wastage of life. This is what is to be really understood. Otherwise, other day we were saying, Yagnarthat karmano, lokoyam karma bandhana, tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Therefore, our every act has to be an yagna. And yagna means we are doing our karma ahuti by chanting the mantra of Hare Krishna. Anyatra, otherwise, lokoyam karma bandhana. We will be bound in the cycle of birth and death for few million and billions of years. Tadartham. So this is actually called artha. Tadartham kaunte mukta sangha. We have to get away from the miserable condition of the existence. Further in the same chapter, the Krishna says, Yagna sestasina santo muchante sarva kilvisehi bhujante te dogam papa ye pachante atma karana. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Other who prepares food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. Now we don't know what the sin, how the sin comes. We have never seen the sin. But by the eyes of the Shastra, which is called a Gyan Chakshu, we can understand. If we do what is not prescribed, then we are doing the purely vikarma. For that one has to really suffer. So, lovely sloka, I don't know, maybe I heard it from my Siksha Guru back in 83, 84 maybe. Or I quote this sloka quite often whenever I remember. Tarva kim na jivanti, vashra kim na seshunnataha, na khadanti na vehanti kim grame pasue pare. So we have to come out of the animalistic way of life. Animalistic way of life, like Prabhupada said in the last sentence, he says, animal can easily harm other animal, but really do good. Acts of the mothers, they do good to their children, and offspring, the kittens and whatever it is. Otherwise, they can never do good. But human society परमारथ के कारणे साधु धरो शरीर. We have to become sadhu. Sadhu does not mean that we have to wear saffron clothes or bare upper body, walking barefoot. Sadhu means he wants to do good to others. Other day Prabhupada was quoting this sloka. तित्यक्षः कारुणिकाः सुहृदा सर्वदेहिनां अजात शत्रु शांतवः साधवः साधु भूषणम. The bhushan of sadhu is compassion on all living beings. And more than that, compassion on our own soul. So that we don't enter into our future mother's home and give her the delivery pain. It says Srimad Bhagavatam. Don't become the killer of your soul, also said in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, let me take the text 19 also. Similarly, very nice one. Swavid barahostra kharaihi samstutah purusha pashuhu nayat karna patho petu jatu nama gadagrajah. It says, men who are like dogs, hogs, camels and asses, praises those who never listen to the transcendental pastime of Lord Sri Krishna, the deliverer from evil. That's the lovely purport. The general masses of people, unless they are trained systematically for a higher standard of life in spiritual values, they are no better than animals. And in this case, in this verse, they have particularly been put on the level of the dogs and hogs, camel and asses. Modern university education practically prepares one to acquire a doggish mentality with which to accept the service of a greater master. After finishing so-called education, the so-called educated person move like dogs from door to door with application for some service. And mostly they are driven away, informed of no vacancy. As dogs are negligible animal and serve the master faithfully for bits of bread, a man serves a master faithfully without sufficient reward. Person who have no discrimination in the matter of food stuff and who eat all sorts of rubbish are compared to hogs. Hogs are very much attached to eating stool. So stool is kind of food stuff for a particular type of animal. And even stones are eatable for the particular type of animals and or bird. But the human being is not meant for eating everything and anything. He is meant to eat grains, vegetables, fruits, milk, sugar, etc. Animal food is not meant for the human beings for chewing the solid food. The human being has a particular type of teeth meant for cutting fruits and vegetables. The human being is endowed with 2 canine teeth as a concession for persons who will eat animal food at any cost. It is known to everyone that one man's food is another man's poison. Human beings are expected to accept the remnants of the food offered to Lord Sri Krishna, and the Lord accepts the food stuff from the categories of leaves, flower, fruits, etc., as described in 926. A prescribed by Vedic scripture, no animal food is offered to the Lord. Therefore, a human being is meant to eat a particular type of food. He should not imitate the animals to derive so-called vitamin values. Therefore, a person who has no discrimination in regards to eating is compared to a hog. A camel is a kind of animal that takes pleasure in eating thorns. A person who wants to enjoy family life or the worldly life of so-called enjoyment is compared to the camel. Materialistic life is full of thorns, and so one should live only by the prescribed method of Vedic regulation just to make the best use of the bad bargain. Life in the material world is maintained by suckling one's own blood. The central point of attraction for material enjoyment is sex life. To enjoy sex life is to suck one's own blood. And there is not much more to be explained in this connection. The camel also sucks its own blood while chewing the thorny twigs. The thorns of the camel cut his tongue of the camel, and so the blood begins to flow within the camel's mouth. The thorns mixed with his fresh blood create a taste for the foolish camel. So he enjoys the thorn eating business with false pleasure. Similarly, a great business magnate, industrialist who work very hard to earn money by different ways and questionable means eat the thorny results of their actions mixed with their own blood. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam has situated these diseased fellows along with the camels. The ass is an animal who is celebrated as the greatest fool, even amongst the animals. The ass works very hard and carries burdens of the maximum weight without making a profit for itself. The ass is generally engaged in by the washerman whose social position is not very respectable. And the social qualification of an ass is that it is very much accustomed of being kicked by the opposite sex. When the ass begs for sexual intercourse, he is kicked by the fair sex. Yet he still follows the female for such sexual pleasure. A henpecked man is compared, therefore, to an ass. The general mass of the people work very hard, especially in the age of Kali. In this age of human being is actually engaged in the work of an ass, carrying heavy burden and driving thela rickshaws. The so-called advancement of the human civilization has engaged in human being as in the work of an ass. The laborer in great factories and the workplaces are also engaged in such burdensome work. And after working hard during the day, the poor laborer has to be again kicked by the fair sex, not only for the sex enjoyment, but also for so many household affairs. So, Srimad Bhagavatam's categorization of the common man without any spiritual enlightenment into the society of dogs, hogs, camels, and asses is not at all exaggeration. The leaders of such ignorant masses of the people may feel very proud of being adored by such a number of dogs and hogs, but that is not very flattering. The Bhagavatam openly declares that although a person may be a great leader of such dogs and hogs disguised as a man, if he has no taste for being enlightened in the science of Krishna, such a leader is also an animal and nothing more. He may be designated as a powerful, strong animal or a big animal, but in the estimation of Srimad Bhagavatam, he is never given a place in the category of man. On account of his atheistic temperament, or in other words, such godless leaders of dogs and hog-like men are bigger animal with the qualities of animal in greater proportion. What a firing purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Really nothing much I can add, but I'll quote one Niti Shloka. Yashuna vidya tapona danam jnanam na silam guno na dharmam te mirtloke bhuvihara bhuta manushya rupenu mirga sharanti Manusha Rupena Mirga Sharanti. I have explained this sloka to you all for many, many times. I'll talk about the fools. There were two rich businessmen and they had the foolish servant. So they were discussing about the activities of the servants. And one is saying, my servant is more foolish than your servant. They say, okay, let us take the test. So one fellow called his servant, hey Raju, come here. He pulled a 10 rupee note from his pocket. He said, Raju, go to the market and bring me one television. He said, yes, sir. He left. So he said, look at this fellow. Do you think he can get a television for 10 rupees? Other fellow said, don't worry, man. My servant is more worse than your servant. He called his son, oh, Pawan, come. Pawan came, yes, sir. Have you seen my office? Well, yes, sir. So can you go to my office and find out whether I am in the office or not? He said, yes, sir. So he also left. They are laughing, both are laughing. Look at these fellows. They have no bloody brain. So, but all of a sudden, these two servants happened to meet while going. They say, where are you going? They are saying, you know what? My master is really foolish man. Others said, no, my master is foolish man. He said, how? He said, my master is saying, go to the market, bring 10 rupee television. This fellow has no brain. Today is Sunday. Markets are not open. How can he bring television? I would have brought many television in 10 rupee. Why only one? So he has no brain. The other fellow says, all right, nothing. My master is more foolish than your master. Well, how is that? Well, this fellow is telling me to go and find out. This bugger has no sense. Let him call the office and find out whether he is there or not. So, what actually happens, we think we are smarter, others are fools. And actually, the material world, everybody is fool. In the material world, everybody is a fool. Another one. Once there was a guru and a disciple, but disciple was very modern disciple. He goes to his Guru Maharaj and he says, Guru Maharaj, tell me something about the spiritual way of life. He says, okay, you can chant the holy name. No, tell me something special. I'm a special devotee. Tell me something bigger. He said, okay, then what you do, you read Ramayana, you read Mahabharata. Well, no, that everybody is doing. Something special. Guru Maharaj, I am your special the disciple. Give me something better. The Guru Maharaj said, okay, then read Bhagavad Gita. Well, no, that also, no. Tell me something. Bola, okay, Gita Mahatmyam, as I read Gita Mahatmyam. He said, yeah, Guru Maharaj, I have not heard the Gita Mahatmyam. So he said, please Guru Maharaj, yes, tell me about the Gita Mahatmyam. So Guru Maharaj says, Sarvopnishato gaho dogdha kapalanandana partho sudhirbhukta Gita mritam mahat. So he repeated many times, and he is the disciple putting his head, yes sir. Are you understanding? After speaking more than 1.5 hours, the Guru said, hey, have you understood what I am saying? Well, yeah, I understood everything. But Guru Maharaj, I got a confusion. But what is the confusion? Well, in the sloka you are saying two gadha, do gadha, two gadha. So where are two gadhas? He said, one is me who is explaining to you, another you bugger who is not understanding. So the person, he is thinking, do gadha, Gopalanandana. So this is our situation. We don't understand what is being communicated. And we think we are very smart. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is catching our finger, holding our head, putting it towards, okay, do like this. Practically. Huh? So Prabhupada has given very nice purport. As I said, Yasho na vidya tapo na danam jnanam na silam guno na dharmam te murti loke bhuvihara bhuta manosha rupenu mirga sharanti. So we the human being are grazing on the surface of the earth like the deer always in anxiety, eating and anxiety, eating and anxiety, eating and anxiety, eating and anxiety. And his tail is up because he may have to run any time. The predators might come from anywhere. So eating one morsel, looking here and then, one morsel, looking here and there. So Manushya Rupena Mirgasharanti, we are also doing the same thing. But at least we are very thankful of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. At least he is telling us, he is showing us the mirror. And the mirror never lies. Mirror will never lie. Mirror is always going to tell the truth. So if we see in the mirror, the Srimad Bhagavata mirror for us, if we look at ourselves, we know, oh my God, who I am. Why so many vices I have got? Why so many anomalies I have got? Why so many the bad habits I have got? He's teaching us and he's helping us to progress one step at a time. I come to the conclusion. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be with you so that I could remember a little bit of Krishna and about his devotees. Hari Bol.